hoping these people got some tough skin because they got fired in some pretty brutal ways. My younger sister and I, me 20, her 18, worked as servers at a very well-known franchise. She was pregnant and asked one of our managers if she could switch to hostessing because she has nerve pain and was having a hard time carrying heavy trays. Our male manager told her she could switch if she showed him her yabos. I don't know if I can say that word. They're yabos. That is illegal and disgusting, you little pervert. She was 18 and pregnant. Obviously, she went to corporate and they fired him. Come to find out, our other female manager was hooking up with the fired manager and was pissed he got fired. And since my sister quit, she took it out on me. I was one of their best servers, worked double shifts anytime they needed me, and never missed a day. She let me go in the middle of our busiest season, saying they don't have enough business. This woman was in her 50s and I knew I was busting my butt trying to save for my wedding. Like, that's a shame. Even a woman will pick his side. Red flag. Nope. Nope. My boss fired me because he shouldn't have to have vegetarians around. Well, that's illegal. Like, just because of my food preference and lifestyle, you're gonna fire me? Well, I shouldn't have assholes around. Hi, boo-boo.
Come film with me, you're my best friend. Come here, the people want to see you. Let me focus on the boo-boo. You just had a bath, but you need another one already. Oh, my fluffy little snowball. Love you.
This is what we do every day. If I go out and come home, she needs a hug. So we just hug. The company I was working for had filed for bankruptcy on a Friday afternoon. That's a red flag. Some people were let go right away. I was told that I was okay unless I heard otherwise over the weekend. Monday came, no phone call or email telling me I was let go came. So I jumped in the shower. I came out to find a voicemail from my supervisor telling me, actually, we had to let you go. Sorry. Well, I saw that coming. Like, that's brutal. I mean, finding out that, like, your company, like, filed for bankruptcy is bad news enough. I would have just started looking for another job. Oh, my boo-boo. I'm so happy you're hugging me through this right now.
You're so nice.
Okay, you want to keep hugging? Okay. We can keep hugging.
You're getting a little heavy there, girl.
All 7 pounds of you. The worst way I was fired was when I wasn't. Oh. I worked in a shoe store in college. I was hired the week before Halloween. In February, I left on a 2-week vacation, which they knew about when they hired me. As soon as I got off the plane at JFK, I texted my manager to let her know that I was back and asked when my next shift was. She texted back, said she'd let me go, and I never heard from her again. Y'all, this gotta be illegal. This gotta be illegal. You're hired for Halloween, which is in October. You already told them about your vacation in February, which you're allowed to take vacation and time off, especially if it's approved. And then they let you go without telling you. Like, so many things wrong with this. I worked at a law firm as a legal assistant. Ooh, big girl job or big boy job. I had a cold and called in sick and then got a call 4 hours later telling me they had to let me go. For having a cold? Oh, maybe I don't want a big girl job. Maybe I'll be my own boss. I don't know if I want to not be able to get a cold and call in sick. Like, wouldn't you rather people who are sick actually genuinely stay home? I don't want to get sick from you. I was 21, 22 and had been working in retail on and off since I was 16. I was hired on for a summer retail position. They wanted me to even be a manager, but it was such short amount of time that it didn't work out. They told me to ask questions, learn, etc. 2 weeks later, they fire me, saying I was asking too many questions and wasn't learning / completing tasks fast enough. Like 2 weeks? Man, give me a chance. Give me more than 2 weeks. Like, you know, don't they have, a lot of places have like a 3-month probation period? Because it takes time to learn, especially a manager position. It takes time. Let me ask questions. I need to know the answers. That's important. I was fired over a phone call by my boss's father for being too intense because he didn't like that I was actually qualified for my job. Well, why the hell does your father care? I mean, like the boss's father. Does it even count? Like, I would just show up to work and be like, you didn't fire me. You're my boss. You didn't fire me. As far as I'm concerned, I still work here. I got a weird phone call from your father. So inappropriate, but like, You didn't fire me. That's what my sassy ass would do. And then I probably would get fired from my boss. I worked in retail. I worked hard, knew what I was doing. I had booked my 27th birthday off to have lunch with my estranged father and his family. The assistant manager rang me up right in the middle of lunch and told me that I was fired. He didn't give me a reason. Had to sit there at an already awkward lunch and wait for my father's bratty kid to finish her pizza. Well, that just sounds like a terrible time all around. The awkward lunch, getting fired, it's your birthday, you lost your job and you don't even have a reason for it. Like, they have to give you a reason. Wrongful termination, y'all. Take some action here. I really shouldn't have picked up my dog. Her hair is like sticking. I keep seeing like little pieces of it because I was petting her right in my face and all her little hair. As a manager, I was asked by corporate to enforce the rules and standard procedures outlined and mandated by them. I and one other manager at the same level were told to do this. After about 2 weeks, we were fired less than an hour before work started for being bad for morale. Not to mention the fact that the company wanted me to put myself into a potentially compromising legal situation with a subordinate by reprimanding them over performance after they had used an anti-Semitic slur against me just weeks earlier and made me fire everyone's favorite employee a week before I was fired because my boss didn't want to. They made me do it after work on my birthday. Okay, this sounds so terrible. There's not one positive thing about this. Sounds like a toxic work environment. This is a blessing in disguise, you guys. Blessing in disguise. Lila, are you about to munch down on that food right now for reals? You guys are probably gonna hear Lila eat. She's gonna munch really loud. I used to work in a bowling alley up front where admission and shoe rental is. The owner fired me because he thought that my face looked too biatchy and scared the customers away. Instead of telling me, he asked my coworker to let me know why I wasn't scheduled anymore. The funniest thing is that at my next job, they made sure I was in front because I was so welcoming. Why does this sound like it would happen to me? This is what happens when you have a RBF, a resting biatch face. This is what happens. I'm a lovely person. I'm so nice. I will fake it till I make it too. Like on my bad days, anytime I was in customer service, I was like, hi there, how are you? Because that was my job. But if you looked at me from across the room, I probably look pissed. Like I probably look furious. I probably look miserable, but I'm not. It's just my face. My boyfriend always says that to me. He's like, why are you so mad? I'm like, what? I'm so happy right now. And he's like, you look miserable. And I'm like, oh my God, like I'm so happy. Like, do I have to walk around like this in order to just be happy? Like sometimes I'm happy, but I'm like, I don't get it. I was in junior high working as a server in a restaurant. Why is that in quotations? In a retirement home. The boss was an older 60s white woman who required that girls wear nude pantyhose. Let's not even get into that misogyny. I wore what was nude for my gorgeous brown skinned chicken legs. She kept on me to get nude pantyhose. I knew what she wanted. Finally, she said, you all need to look the same and wear the same color. I am proud to say I replied, what's nude for you isn't nude for me, and I'm not wearing pantyhose that are for you. She told me if I didn't get the right pantyhose, I was fired right then. I said, okay, bye, and my mother came to pick me up. Good for you. Good for you. Technically, you were fired, but really you quit because you put her in her place. That is absurd. Disgusts me. It disgusts me that people are just like, we're sharing the same ground and earth and life as some people. You ever think about that? Serial killers, like we're just walking amongst them. That was very dark. This is what I think of. This is what goes on up here. It's really twisted, you guys. I've been fired twice in my life. The first time I was a caregiver for an after-school program. Some of the parents complained they weren't comfortable with a man watching their children, so I was let go. Let's talk about that because I have worked in childcare. I was an ECE teacher before for, I think it was like 6 years, long time. And some people had an issue with male teachers. We had a couple male teachers and some people were not okay with it. Some parents were not comfortable with that. So I'm curious from a parent's perspective, because I'm not a parent, does that make you uncomfortable? And if so, why? Like let's not point fingers and get mad. Everyone has a right to their opinions, their kid. I'm just curious to understand that perspective. The second time at a marketing firm, I was told to bill clients for work we didn't do for them. I refused, so they fired me the next day. They claimed I wasn't a team player for not bringing in extra revenue. I wish I'd taken some sort of action in both cases, but I was young and didn't know better. Yeah, you definitely could have taken action in both cases, especially the illegal one. Like, no, I'm not going to do something illegal and fraud all of these people out of money. Like, I get, because you're not going to see that extra revenue. The company will see it, but your paycheck probably wouldn't change. I need chapstick, forgive me. About a year after struggling to find a job after college, I got a job at a social services agency. I made basically minimum wage. I could have made the same money at McDonald's with a degree. After 3 months in the middle of the day, they brought me to their office and fired me. I was never spoken to prior about my performance or told I was doing bad. I was never given any type of warning. They said I didn't get the work done fast enough and they didn't think it was the right fit. They were not discreet and everyone knew that day I was fired. They handed me my unemployment and basically threw me out like a piece of trash. At the time I was devastated, but now I realize they were complete a-holes. Like I said, everybody, blessing in disguise. But also, it's like, at least give me a chance to improve. Like, at least talk to me, communicate, you know? And then if like their work continues to not, you know, improve, then you can go out and say, gave you a warning, we really needed these changes, it's just not working out. Give them some 2 weeks notice. Like, come on! There's a right way to fire someone. Some people deserve to be fired or let go, but there's a right way to do it. Anyways, I'm out of here, you guys. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy, and I'll see you tomorrow.